All right, my next guest up tonight, I'm proud to have her on the show. She's known as Miss USA International. Let's give it up for Stephanie Ellen.
You got it right.
I know that, finally, after 5 takes. I'm so sorry. How you doing?
We have it.
What's going on?
I am so good. It's so good to see you in such a holiday mood. I'm really digging your abominable snowman over there. That's a nice touch.
You know what happened? I got such a relaxed brain, and it's so true because I never paid attention to school when I was younger, so it catches up to me now. My art director messed up your spelling of your name, so I practiced that. Last night, someone said they misspelled your name, so you didn't say nothing to me, so I didn't know.
Honestly, I didn't even notice.
Usually, everyone's like, you misspelled my name, so that was this. So here we are today.
It's okay. I'm hard to forget anyway.
Oh, listen, you're a doll, and I'm glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, right? She's a doll.
The doll, baby!
Hey, I told you. What did I tell you over there?
I really love him.
Now, you grew up in a small town in Florida.
I did, yeah.
Came to New York City to follow your dreams. Talk.
Yes. So actually, as an actor, you know too, that it only takes like one person to see you or one audition to really change your life. And so I came here from a small town in Florida, and I was like, I'm gonna be an actress, I'm gonna live my dreams. And I watched a lot of my friends around me do that way quicker than I did, and it really got me down. And then I went to this one audition, and this one woman saw me there, and she's like, you would be great for this beauty pageant. And I'm like, I've never done them before, I never really thought about doing them. And I was like, you know, let's do it, why not, whatever. So I do this beauty pageant for Misstourism International, which is a pageant like chain that promotes tourism all over the world.
Yeah, but that's a big thing.
It is huge. And to put it in perspective, not so much here in the U.S. We have like Miss USA, Miss America, but around the world there's over 2,000 different brands of beauty pageants. So these are really big everywhere, all over the world, especially Asia.
Yeah.
I'm learning. But so I go to this audition, I do this pageant, and I win this pageant, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like what? I didn't, you know, I had no idea what was gonna come of this. So 2 weeks after winning this pageant, this is maybe 2 weeks after even doing that casting, they call me and they're like, you have 2 weeks to pack, you're leaving for Shanghai. And I was like, what? You're doing an international pageant with over 100 girls, all these countries, and I had no idea what to expect. I had to find sponsors, I had to get dresses ready, my hair, I had to get a full body wax, which is not fun. Oh, but it's work, it's work.
It's a lot of work.
It's
Because
so much work.
when I first met you, you were talking about this, and then all of a sudden I see you all over the place.
All over, and it happens so fast, and it happens like that. And I see that with a lot of my friends too, where they, you know, they get their big break, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're in Teen Vogue and everything overnight. So that's exactly what happened. Is I got this casting, and then the next 8 months of my life were spent out of the country. So I was a month in China, a month in India, a month in Greece, a month in Malaysia, France. I mean, it was honestly a dream. And I had little girls coming up to me who do pageants, so I would come to speak at their schools. Like, you're living the dream, I want to live like you one day. And it's like, honestly, 8 months ago, I would have never guessed that I would have been here. So it's nice to be an inspiration to those girls, to let them know you don't have to be rich or bred from birth or you know, grow up in New York City to live a dream like that. When
I first met you, you had this like charisma about you and personality, and right away I was drawn to you just as a person. And then when you got that I can see you just fell like right into it. They probably saw something in you that you didn't even know you had, like they do with everything. And that's it, boom. I mean, because I followed you a little, I saw some of your stuff, and I was like, look at her go, all over the world.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, when I was growing up, I knew that I had, not that I'm being conceited, I'm not, but I had something. I always felt like I wanted more, and I was like, I need to go to the big city because that's the only place I fit in. Where I was like a big fish in a small pond, and I didn't want that. So when I came to New York, I mean, it puts you in your place. It's definitely really humbling, But
you get filled to the wolves when you come out here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, you have no idea. My first couple, I had no family or friends up here, so I came here and I just knew nobody, and
that's tough.
And it was really hard. But to think about where I started and to think about where I am now, and to be able to share that with everybody, and you know, my friends, my family, for them to be inspired by that, like it's honestly a dream. But you know,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I didn't know too much about this because I had like former Mrs. New York, Mrs. Staten Island contenders and Miss America beauty pageant contestants. Once once you're out of that like category, if you don't win, and then you get put to, you got to do a lot more than they do because you went to travel.
Exactly.
You didn't just stay on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's how when I first started doing the beauty pageants, after my first one, I was like, oh, maybe I should do like the Miss America or the Miss USA. And then when I found out that girls, you know, have to pay such a large amount to be a part of it, and I was like,
a lot of donations.
Yeah, donate, exactly. And I was just like, you know, somebody saw something in me and put me on this path, so this is the path I'm going to stay on. But it was really wonderful because I've been able to travel the world basically for free. And there's a lot of corruption that comes with those pageants, especially Miss Universe, and you hear all these crazy stories, even in the ones I do internationally, the sex and the scandals
There's
and all this.
politics everywhere you
Exactly.
go. Yeah, there is. It's discouraging. There's a lot of politics.
It
You got to have a strong gut, and you just got to, and it's tougher for a woman.
Oh my gosh.
Especially if you don't got a manager that's going to have your back.
Exactly. No, that's the biggest thing. A lot of girls, they come with their managers, actually. The managers will fly out with them. So me, after, getting this casting and then 2 weeks later being like, okay, you're gonna go spend a month in China, it was really, really stressful for me. Like, I didn't know I was gonna make it. It's great because you get to do things you wouldn't normally get to do if you just traveled there as a normal tourist. So we get a lot of VIP treatment, a lot of hair, nails all the time, but it's not all glamour at all.
No, nothing
No
is.
way.
Nothing is in the entertainment business. Now listen, you do a lot of global charity work.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about that?
So every time we travel, we do charity work. A lot of the organizations like to donate to schools or breast cancer and everything. And so everywhere we go, we do charity work.
Nice. Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
Now, what about the environmental work? Is that all part of it? Or
So that actually sprung out from my first trip to China, because a lot of the people here in the U.S., we talk about how the environment's being affected in global warming and all this, and how, okay, maybe it won't affect us now, but it'll affect us one day. But you go to places like Beijing and China, where you go there and you see the local news that you wouldn't normally see here, and the headline is "Tourists Flee for Clearer Skies." And you see that these things are already affecting the world.
Yeah.
They may not be affecting us here, but in Beijing, babies can't live in the downtown cities because they'll grow up with respiratory diseases. They can't have more than one child. That's a real thing. A lot of the people have children that are undocumented, and so they can't go to school, they can't do any of those things. And I mean, normal people, like my tour guide to the Great Wall was telling me about her illegal child. Don't tell anyone I said that. But yeah, I mean, it's a real thing. So the environment is already being affected. So when I came back here, I teamed up with this group called the Sister Girls, which is a team of young girls in all states, and they just do environmental work and bring environmental awareness. So I became a part of that, and now we're actively out there. We're cleaning waters, we're raising money. So just doing this has been such an influencer on like what I'm going to do for the rest of my life and what I'm going to prioritize.
Well, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I see a lot of good things for you in the future.
I hope so.
That's almost your time, but I want to know, it's important because I know you have a lot of people who inspired you and who push you in your life.
Yeah.
You want to give any shout-outs? Or?
Oh, gosh, absolutely. So to all my sponsors, you know who you are. I have CT Power Yoga, Sonia Baram, who does all my dresses. Her dresses are fabulous. Natasha. Designs by Natasha, she's fabulous. Oh, I have so many. Thomas Pryor, like just so many people who just sponsored me and believed in me. I would come up to people that were my friends and just be like, guys, give me $100 please, and I'll put your name on my press releases, and they did, and companies did. And to think that someone believes in you so much, even for smaller pageants like this, for them to be on my side, that was just all the push that I needed. And of course, like all my friends and family who have created everything for me while I've been here in New York, they have been the reason that I go on. And my family, I love
Listen,
them so
support is everything. You know,
Yeah.
you need a network of support. And for people who donate money without asking any questions, it's hard to do. But
Exactly.
you know what? You're chosen. So just
The chosen one.
roll with it. You know, who knows?
Rolling.
You might be a doctor when you're in
Keep
your
rolling
30s.
till
You know.
I'm dead. Yeah, yeah, you never know.
So, what's your future plans before we send you off to where are you going to be going soon? Like South America? Ain't you going to be on South America?
Africa, South America.
Australia and South Africa.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
there you
So
go.
yes, the next year. So my reign ends this January, but I've been contracted for the next couple months, March, April, and May. I'll be in Africa and Australia, in Zimbabwe, Tunisia, and I'll probably spend some time there doing some charity work. But I'll be
Africa.
there, Miss USA. I'm so excited.
You're going to get callus.
Yes,
You're going to get calluses on your feet in Africa.
I'm ready. Bring callus remover.
Well, listen, when you
Prayer.
get back, you know, I'd love you to come visit us, but it'll be on my next show because after this, I'm going into hiatus. So
good. You need
maybe,
one.
yeah, maybe in the summertime, the fall, we bring you back on. How's that?
That'll be so much fun. I'm so
Thank
excited.
you so much. Everybody, Stephanie Ellen. Yeah. Yeah. Miss USA International, what a doll. We're going to see her in the future. Wish her all the best.